For there to move up in the 2 spot with that 306 batting average. She has some similarities. The speeds aren't similar, but the spins are, and it's somebody that
times she has led off in this position here for Michigan. Average just above 300. Here's the 0-1. And connects with it, a bouncing ball to short, and the first out.
Just her ability to do a little bit of everything and what she's done in the last.
Langford, short swing on that, and it's a base hit. And so the number 2 hitter is on board with 1 out.
For Michigan.
Kiki Thole swings at the first pitch that CC, so back-to-back singles now for Michigan. Helena Livingston, 9th time that she's batted in the cleanup spot.
Does, and also has that rise ball.
Walked her, the first walk for Hambrick, and now this Minnesota kid, Oakland, who's already made the play. She's a freshman at the shortstop position.
Force outs at every base. That's where Minnesota needs to live. For Michigan,
who's been scratched for this game here today. Here's the 2-0, and Mattia lets it fly. It drops in the outfield. Langford scores for Michigan, and the Wolverine for Mattia.
Mattia really just battled through enough that it drops in. You can see where Dan Hartog was.
Lexi Voss is next up.
Corner with a cutting spin in.
And she goes inside again, caught her looking. The first strikeout of the game for Hambrick, and the second. Got to look at head coach Bonnie Thole, watching Audrey Leclerc swinging the first pitch as a deep ball all the way to the warning track. She gave it a ride, but Amani Brown.
Yesterday, she had the sac fly that scored the first run in game 1 of this win, the 3-0 win. Really great games. I think the big thing for her is consistency. She's going to throw in the 60s. She's
made the most of her playing opportunity, batting in the leadoff spot. She got a couple of hits.
Rookie included, having a great day that you expect to really perform for Minnesota.
Ground ball over to McVeigh to make the out. Field starting position there, moving over from right field. So Leclerc is for Minnesota, a grad transfer out of Cal. The payoff pitch on the way, and a ground ball sneaks right past McVeigh. And a single also drew a walk for herself. You see her averages above 300. You look at Bradley's ready. They're at first, and an absolute driven ball bouncing to the wall. Here comes Bradley at speed, rounding third base, headed home, and we're tied all at
here. She doesn't stop. She keeps going. That's such an important run to even this. Third base would probably be one of those veteran leaders that can really one of those leaders.
And she will take her base, a hit batter, and then Hartog is on. Up a hit yesterday, 1 for 3 in game number 1.
3 call, especially on 0-2, you've got to move that out.
Kraft gives it a ride, lets it fly up and over. Minnesota has opened it up in the bottom of the first.
Oh, to the ball. This one got out of here fast. And no better time than with ducks on the pond.
Opportunities that they had against Michigan. Certainly making the most of it here in the first inning, and another one possibly. Good catch, chasing it down. Talk about arts at the third base position this year.
I mean, there's got to be a little rust.
And a ground ball putting in play, a slow dribbler. Carcaboro at third base gets the out. And you see Carcaboro's numbers for the season, in particular. 1 and 2, swinging away, and a fly ball out to Amani Bradley.
11 games. I mean, look at the difference in her batting average. She really wanted to offer there.
Full count. It was close. Walked her. And the second walk of the game.
It starts just a touch higher and gets the strike call. You really entrusting your game and then also making adjustments to the zone.
Puts it in the air to center field. Trotting over is Den Hartog, 2 away. Here to center. That is a double play. You see, McVeigh, she just kept going.
Just an unfortunate miscue there.
45th start of the game, a ground ball, backhanded snap by McVeigh at the shortstop position. Count is full. And well inside to Burnett. So the first walk of the game for
that's able to find a way to get on base, even with a free pass.
The 1-1. And just lines a shot to left field for a base hit. Wolverine alum to be a head coach. And laying down the bunt, moving the runners over. They got her at first base. Bradley thought she might have. Natalie Den Hartog. So now, I mean, put yourself in Michigan. Minnesota has been lights out. And Den Hartog has been hit again. One time in the first inning, and now.
In hopes if they are able to make it to a regional into Michigan's 25. So when you talk about the power that they have at the long ball.
Kraft once again. Wow, what a day! Second time. Another 3-run shot.
65 home runs got it here so quick, but this one just lifted, no doubter. And her bat speed is phenomenal.
Only 6 total innings pitched for the season. This is her 6th appearance for the year.
And for Hannah George, I think the key is keep the ball in the park, get the outs. There's in the top part of the strike zone. It was just a really good matchup for Minnesota. Another hit by pitch here. Another free base.
The 2-2. Elke, ground ball right side. Langford closes out the inning. 5 runs, though, that
Minnesota really firing on all cylinders right now.
Langford pops it up for the first out. Her knew she was a high academic kid for number 1. And here's Kiki Thole, hard ground ball, trying to stride it out. And I'm guessing that might be a hit, an infield hit for Thole. And fielding her position, someone's got to cover second base. That was a miscommunication between Oak.
Have come on strong. Bonnie Thole talked a lot about, you know, we're playing our best. Needs to shore up offensively and just try to chip away at the lead and put the ball in play like they're doing.
And Mattia with a couple of singles now. So in steps Lexi Bloss. And going back to Mattia real quick.
6 of these 9 runs.
And Foss puts it in the air, chasing it down. Look at that speed for Bradley. The runner tags.
Scoring runs here and there, but you can get an out when they score and they're not then just allowing them to get hits each time.
Hard ground ball and towards the glove side there for Strelo. To get to that 2 seed for the Big Ten tournament. Swinging out the first pitch and a diving catch by Indiana Langford, laying out there at second. Z Burnett, first plate appearance. Drew a walk in the second inning, has played it here so far. Swings at that 0-1 pitch and pops it up to McVeigh. 2 outs. Scored a run, singled in the second. 2. Here for Hannah George, delivers ground ball right up the middle to McVeigh. Makes the pull. Oh, she's safe. Monty Bradley, sacrifice bunt where she nearly beat out the throw in her last time up. And a flip over to second, and Michigan gets out of it. A clean inning.
Differently. She knows how to motivate them mentally, too.
Carcaboro puts it in the air, and Bradley can cover some ground over there into the regular season. Here's Ella McVeigh. Walked in that 7-run advantage. Michigan certainly wants to try to plate some runs here if possible. That's a tough play to make, and McVeigh will take systematically try to score some runs, but certainly not give Minnesota. backhander, a snap from Strelo, and safe. So runners at the corners of first.
Almost imagine not catching that ball was more frustrating for her than fortunate to keep her out of the lineup now because her bat is so good.
And Oakland can't handle that. And the runners will stay put at third base, committing a couple of errors in this inning. Kiki Thole is the one you want at the plate with this kind of situation. Here's a 3-1. Walked her, so walked in a run for the first time.
And Bree Enter, she hasn't seen a lot of innings, but has some experience.
As you can see, this is the kind of inning that mirror in the third inning. Here's a 3-2. And drives it to the opposite field, drops in, and Michigan gets one run in with Sealer, and a couple runs in. Michigan has scored more than one run here today. They've now plated a couple in the top of the fourth at bat. And she drives one hard through the 5-6 hole. One run plates for Michigan. And so batter by batter, opportunity in their way back up.
And this is what they needed to do, right on the ball and pass the bat. This one through the 5-6 hole. This lineup who's getting near the bottom of it, but Claire and McVeigh, as of late.
Lexi Voss drills one off the wall. This will get in some runs. For those kind of opportunities.
Bat was just as strong. This one she drives out, warning
for the Wolverines, cut the lead to 9-7. Inside pitch. Here comes the runner. The throw is not there. And a 2-score. Now we're it up at 9. Never say die here for the Wolverines.
Just gets way away. And then Kraft makes the throw. It's not even close to the plate and no backup. Good in.
What a wild top of the fourth that still continues here for Michigan. And Audrey Leclerc on this year.
You see just the 34.1 innings thrown. She's at 9 runs apiece. It's a brand new ball game here moving forward.
And getting her 20th start. Third at third base. There goes the runner at second. The tag is made, but not in time. And so Leclerc
out.
One batter faced, one strikeout here for Schwartz. A check swing that squeezes in between first and second, and Leclerc comes over and mid.
Every single runner that has played it, with the exception of Carcaboro, has. To me, this is why softball is so great these days, is that you could start at look
to Sealer. Michigan has batted around in this inning and getting aggressive there on the pace pass. The throw is on 6th in the Big Ten in ERA as you look at her season numbers this year.
Making sure that your pitches, you're putting your best foot forward.
Body of work kind of on the bubble here for the NCAA tournament. And letting it fly, Jess Oakland's hot back continues to tie it at 10.
Bit quicker. This one does, just sent over the outfield, evening it up.
Speaking of home runs, it's Miss Home Runs and Hartog, though, who flies out to center field for the first out. And so we continue to track these two. Perfect 5 for walked her. She's payoff pitch right at the eyeballs and skies it. It drops right in front of a charging Mata.
In this game, but when Minnesota starts hitting your ace.
Opportunity, another one here for Minnesota in this inning, and drives one through the 5-6 hole. They'll hold the runner at third base. Pinch hitter here. Absolutely lines one, drops it in into left field. Minnesota takes the lead.
What a huge at-bat for Sanoa. High just finds a way to drop it in To shallow left field enough to score one.
Walked in the second, also scored a run.
Watch, it's very entertaining.
Here's Burnett, she drops it in. Minnesota plates a run as Strelo comes across.
These are at the point where these batters are just grinding, squaring up and hitting just bullets at the defense.
Chavez pops it up to center field. Underneath it is Mattia. And the runner half of the fourth. Here's the 2-2. Puts it in play and charging after it with a one-handed grab. Mattia chases it down. And Sealer, fly ball to center field, backpedaling and catching her balance against the wall. Minnesota, 4 errors committed here today. Ground ball, another chance for this defense. The toss over to first, and now 2 outs.
For Schwartz, the key is going to be to get ahead of Thole. Give her anything.
Oh, could we have a 1-2-3 inning after 11 batters to the plate for Michigan?
Necessary.
Bottom of the 5th, fly ball from Oakland, and it's the first. It's in Hartog, swings at the first pitch, a deep ball over to left field. Den Hartog has her 12th of the season.
Speed. Good attempt by Sealer. Yes, another home run.
And a pop-up there to McVeigh. 1 pitch to retire. The 6th home run for Minnesota so far in this weekend series. She puts it in the air to left field. And Minnesota gets another
3 minutes.
Another first pitch swing there for Livingston. I'm almost as amazed about the 43 minutes in the 4th. Perfect 3 for 3.
On that versus the fast stuff is really very good.
Oh, what a grab. They're at first base. Laney
Again, Schwartz, a pitcher that this Michigan lineup probably has not, since you just introduced that pitch.
Ground ball to the left side. Backhanded snap by Oakland, and the stretch at first base. Ground ball, first pitch. 1 out, 1 batter up. 1 pitch, 1 out. Brings up Delaney Cox. Was pinch hit for. That's an interesting stat. And a slow dribbler. Cox trying to beat it out. Almost did. 2 outs now.
In staff. Michigan, you go back to that 4th inning and how they were able.
Piper Ritter, of course, a pitching coach from Minnesota for 13 years before the head coaching duties. Handling the ground. Michigan down to its final 3 outs. LeClaire 1 for 3 today.
Getting the outs when you can.
Drives that one right to the second baseman, Strelo. We've discussed it. We understand that. Ground ball just out of the reach, but the play is made at the second base for Strelo. Way to win. Minnesota gets it done, winning 10 straight, 13-10.
These teams, their ability to bounce back, score runs, and find a way to get it done. Outstanding job by Minnesota.